check this thing out. So this is the cheapest running backhoe I could find on Marketplace. So we'll let you look at it. Then here is the hoe part of the machine. So she's a little bit older. she's got several different sticks here. Got a couple little patches back here. Nothing too awful major. Some hydraulic lines are a little rotted. But okay, so story with this one is, well, where do I start? Okay, so I wasn't looking for one of these by any means. This was not something I was looking for. However, this came up for sale and it was a really good price and it was close to home. So it was one of them deals that I couldn't pass up. So yeah, let's talk about it. It's a Massey Ferguson 40 industrial tractor. It does run. It's got these cool 3 pedals down here, and it's pretty neat because this thing don't have a clutch. So you push it this way, it goes forward, that way goes reverse, and then the center one will just rev it up. And then it's got 2 sticks for how fast you want to go. It's kind of unique. I'm guessing this is one of the first generation. I don't even know if you'd call it hydrostatic, because I don't know what you call it, but anyways, so it's got that. I mean, she's old, she's greasy, she's got some cylinders that leak. I paid $3 grand for it, so I thought that was a fair price for a running, operating backhoe. So you might be wondering what runs and drives, so what's the catch to it? Well, when it runs, it's got a little bit of blow-by, and the guy told me that it sat in a barn for like 10 years or something. And then he ended up buying it off of whoever had it sitting in the barn, and then they got it running and said he thinks it's got a stuck ring or something, but either way it runs. So it is it's a 3-cylinder Perkins engine, so that's pretty nice. And it is diesel. I don't know if I told you that. Here's the oil in it. So nice and dark, right where it's supposed to be. Now the condition of the backhoe portion is unknown. It's been off of here, he said, at least 10 years. He bought the tractor and then they ended up getting a bigger one and he didn't need it. So that's how I got it. But it's cool, it's still got all the old stickers on here. It tells you what the controls do. Usually those are long gone at this point. But when it was sitting, I've been checking out the cylinders. All the ones on the boom and the bucket, these were all collapsed. So they should be in pretty decent shape. The one I am a little bit concerned with is this one. It's got some just ever so slight little bit of rust pitting. So I might hit that with a tiny bit of sandpaper and see, just to keep that from going in there and destroying the seals. Let's check out this one. Best I remember, it was pretty good. Yeah, this one's got a little nick right there, but oh, that one's good. So, I think we're gonna try and put this backhoe on today and see if it'll work. So I forgot to show you guys, this guy also put a electric fuel pump on here and a new mechanical one. He said he couldn't get the mechanical one to bleed out, so he put the electric one on here. So it wasn't getting power, so I just ran a jumper wire to it, put on the positive terminal. So yeah, so now she should fire up and we'll go see if we can take this weight box off. Alright, so after looking at this weight box here for a good 35 seconds, looks like we need to just pop this pin out up here. And then this side, we should just be able to push it this way. It should just push this way and that other end should just fall out. If I'm looking at it right. That's what it looks like to me, so that's what we're going to do. I thought when I bought this was full of concrete because it was, well, everything was snow covered. But I guess it's just full of old stove ash or something. A bunch of miscellaneous stuff. There might be some buried treasures in there. Might have to go through it. Anyways, let's get this off here. Okay, that's actually turning easier than I thought it would. I got 8 pounds of persuasion. Wait a minute. Is that welded on there? No. Okay. Stand back here. Alright, now I better get down before I break my leg. There we go. Should just be able to pull forward. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get these pins knocked out and get these bolts up here loose. What? That was a lot easier than I thought it'd be. Well, it was rusted, but I'm not gonna hammer that all the way in until it's on the machine. Well, came loose. Hydraulic lines, you got a male and a female end, and they correspond with this one and this one on here. So try and make sure they're clean. Oh no, that one won't reach. Oh man. I've got to back up closer so that'll reach. Daggone it. You can't start that up with them off of there. Okay, this is going to be the first time that this thing, the backhoe's had hydraulic pressure to anything in like 10 years, so we might have some lines go exploding everywhere. So the camera died at some point, and you guys didn't miss a whole lot. I just finished getting this backhoe on, and I still got to tighten down these top bolts. Somewhere I lost my crescent wrench, and then I drove it over here. That was it. And I also dumped 5 gallons of hydraulic fluid in it. So here is the bucket that's on it. Is a nice 2-foot bucket. It actually looks to be in fairly decent shape too. So the teeth it's even got teeth. It also came with this other bucket here, and it's not in terrible shape. It's been patched on a little bit, but it's nice because it's a smaller bucket. So that'll be my stump bucket. One thing I do have to do right off the bat is weld this handle back on. The guy, when he said when he was loading it, a chain accidentally slipped and hit it. Ain't no big deal. Pretty sure it's cast, but we'll see if we can't weld that guy on there. Then, like on the to get list, we need a seat. All new filters for this guy. I haven't figured out what oil filter goes in that cartridge yet, but fuel filter's got the number on it. Hydraulic filter's got the number on it. So I'll figure out what oil filter that thing takes, and we should be in pretty good shape. Grease everything up on it, all that stuff. So, but it's a nasty rainy day and it's not getting any warmer, so we'll pick back up on this when I come back out here. We got us a little bit of snow, so I was kind of hoping to get to try and dig with this thing today, but the ground's pretty frozen, although it's warming up, so we might still go try it. But before we do anything, I need to weld this one handle back on here, so I guess let's see if we can do that today anyways. So that is a piece of cast. In order to weld cast, there's you got to use these special rods, and you got to preheat it, weld it, and let it cool down slow. And then there's still a chance that it might not hold. But we're not doing all that. We're just going to grab a 7018, weld this baby right here, see how long it lasts. If it breaks pretty quick, I'll slide a piece of pipe over this guy, just like on the outside, and run a couple bolts into it, and then that'll be just as good. So that's the plan. Okay, we got the welder over here, so I'm going to grind a little bevel on each of these, and we're going to see if we can't weld this guy up. So that's how it goes. So it's going to get noisy. So there's the finished product. She ain't too pretty, but she should serve a purpose just fine. So that's nice. So yeah, the way it broke, that thing looked real rough looking, like cast us. So I figured it was cast, but no, after grinding it down, it's mild steel. So we just weld that baby up, so that should be good. Well, I feel like if we can get it started today, we might go see if we can't mess with it just a little bit. All right, so I went around, I greased everything that I could get to without moving it to get to them bottom two grease fittings on the bucket. I need to raise it up. And then on the hoe back here, I need to extend it out to get to them top ones and all that. So, I guess we're going to see if we can't get this thing to fire up. I don't know if it will. I'll plug the block heater in. It's been plugged in for probably a little over an hour now. So we're going to see if we can get her started. She might go, she might not. So I got a little bit of ether if we need it. Hopefully we don't, but... Dead battery. Take two. Let that starter cool down a minute. Take three. not the best weather for doing this, but I really just kind of want to see how much power it has. So there's a couple stumps here. I'm gonna see if I can move them. Well, that was interesting. You guys missed it. This thing just caught on fire. So, that electrical wire up in there started burning. I seen smoke coming out everywhere, and so I had to investigate, and oh, something's arcing steel. This guy. There's the problem. Right there. Well, go ahead and rewire this thing to the list. And we have quite the leak on this bucket cylinder. Look at all that fluid coming out of there. So we're definitely gonna have to reseal that one. The other ones seem to be pretty good though. That one's not leaking. And that one down there, I don't think it's leaking either, so not too bad. So we got one stump out. I was working on this one, and I was trying to push myself back, and it teetered over, and then that's when I seen smoke and realized we was on fire. So now I gotta troubleshoot some electrical. Okay, so there's hydraulic fluid everywhere, and I didn't see where it was leaking, so I'm going to start it up, and we should be able to see pretty easily where it's leaking. That fitting I put on there is leaking. Yeah, there's just loose. Stump out. It's like a scoop away. Then we'll take it up and look at it. Well, we got 2 more stumps out, so we only got like, I don't know, 600 more to go. But anyways, so that's awesome. I'm gonna cover all this back in with Dad's tractor. You guys probably can't see a whole lot because it's getting dark. I might throw in a time lapse right about now. There you have it. So the cheapest backhoe I could find. So I'm pretty happy with it. We got to dig 2 stumps out and it didn't blow up. So now I can justify going through fixing it. It's just, in my opinion, a piece of equipment has to earn its keep. It has to be productive before I can justify putting a pile of money into it. So now I don't mind. We got, you know, all the filters and fluids. We're going to go through it. Probably change the main rubber lines that feed this backhoe, and then one at a time as they blow out, we'll replace those. Ain't no big deal. I kind of have the hookups on hydraulic lines. Then I'll see if I can't order some seals and repack this, because this rod is in really good shape. There's no pitting or nothing on it. I guess just the seals are shot. So other than that, well, there will be a follow-up video on fixing a lot of this stuff up. But there's definitely a learning curve when it comes to using these 4 sticks here. I've been on excavators. Pretty much Dad or somebody's always had one, so I've been on them. don't do it as a career or anything, but been on a lot of excavators and a couple backhoes here and there, but they always had just the two wobble sticks on them. So this is definitely a learning experience, but so far, I mean, it's kind of fun, I think, using all the different levers. So just getting where I can be consistent with it. But it's like anything else. The more you do it, the better you get at it. But for now, I'm pretty happy with it. So anyways, you guys have a good day, and we will catch you in the next one.